Hi, it's Rupert here from Action Coach near Kinross, and I'm joined today by Matthew Reeves, co-founder and head of operations at GlobalTalent 2020. Hello, Matthew.
Hello there, Rupert. Nice to meet you.
So tell us, Matthew, who and what are Global Talent 2020?
Global Talent 2020 are Scottish-based, where our head office is, specialist recruitment company that recruitment solutions to the hospitality sector primarily. Uh, of that, and also we dabble in IT recruitment, accountancy, sales, and other, shall we say, genres are in the workplace, but primarily hospitality.
So tell us, how did you get into setting up your own recruitment agency?
I Not something that I came to early in life. I'd obviously been in see in other walks of life, shall we say, prior to obviously introduced into recruitment by somebody I met quite casually when I was picking up my young children at a time, and I became quite friendly. And they said, "Oh, I think you'd be very good for recruitment." Now, recruitment when I started was a bit of a young man's game, shall we say, and I was pushing, I came into it. So very much that I came into it and bought, I'd learned and obviously, picked up along the way life into a recruitment opportunity, and basically had to, you know, very fortunate to join a very good company here in Edinburgh. I worked alongside the managing director, and very much he gave me his insights and took me under his wing, if you'd like to, put it that way. And I evolved recruitment, shall we say, skills and indeed, obviously, my love for through that opportunity. And then, obviously, since then, that's what I've done.
So it's quite a step working for somebody else, learning the trade, to then founding your own specialist agency. So, what took you into business ownership?
It is obviously that, when you work in even in any industry really, there is always that safety net, that there is a company behind you, there is a structure that is in place, will support you, guide you, or discipline you if and there's a foundation, shall we say, for you to hang your hat on. See, start your own business, you are everything, and very much that safety net is gone. There is no parachute, there is no department, there is no finance department, there is no marketing department. You obviously have to do all of that, or find to achieve all those things to bring your and coalesce your business together.
So there's a reasonable number of pitfalls with going into business ownership, but um, hopefully there's a few benefits as well. So when you've started the business, what were your biggest challenges?
Well, stupidly or bravely, whichever way you want to cut it, I started the business with my business just as we came out of COVID, and very much started the company on August 1st, 2020, went live, and obviously this was just literally after, for people to mix and obviously social, and obviously the government had launched the Eat Out campaign, which meant that the hospitality cranked back into life after being mothballed for quite a long period of time. Obviously, it was a crazy time because businesses were speed. People were obviously that had been locked away on furlough or locked away from loved ones and decided, they had the freedom to go out and meet and mix. So businesses within the hospitality sector, hostels, hotels, pubs, clubs, were deluged by people wanting to be together again, obviously that also meant that some hospitality industries had let a lot of their staff go during the process of shutdown. So a lot of businesses were short-staffed. A lot of people not willing to go back into hospitality because of what had happened, that they didn't see it as a safe industry to go back into and resume their careers, or had done a bit of navel gazing over and shutdown periods of the country and decided that hospitality wasn't for them anymore. They've done some self-analysis that they wanted better work-life balances, and I think true of a lot of industries, that a lot of people within lots of different industries now reflecting during that COVID period, and their mindset towards work has changed immeasurably since COVID. Come back to that. But ultimately, it created an opportunity for my business. We just got off the ground, and then obviously second lockdown was announced in November 2020. So the first 6 months of the business being trading were horrendous. It was, it was very much a time to keep your nerve and keeping optimistic, which was very hard given the challenges that were in the market. But very much it's being tenacious, it's being patient, it's been a goal, and keep working towards it. And sure enough, by April of 20, the companies really suddenly took off. So it's just just having a clear vision of where you want to get to.
So you've got the vision, you've set out, you've got some interesting timing in coming out of lockdown, and as you say, I mean the hospitality sector has been probably one of the hardest areas to recruit people into. I mean, particularly when you get to people like chefs. Finding good chefs has been really challenging for a lot of people over the last few years since lockdown. How do you go about sourcing people like that for clients?
Basically, for the ways we go about things is that traditional job boards still have their place, but they're not probably as effective as they used to be. Window, I would say, and you do get the odd nugget of candidates. But primarily, I would say that a vast majority of our successes via LinkedIn, professional searches, headhunting. The best people in hospitality are already in good jobs in hospitality. It's about using your networks, getting out, meeting people, going to awards ceremonies, going to breakfast meetings where people gather to discuss the industry, and building a network that way, as well as obviously virtually online. So I would say they're being the most proactive tools to find people for the industry. There isn't a huge lot of new people coming into the industry. Again, attitudes and industry perceptions by younger generations, and I don't, shall we say, condescending way, it still doesn't seem to be an attractive place for to want to come and work. Mainly also that their aspirations and for what they will and won't do have changed considerably as well. And the industry, to a certain extent, can accommodate some of those things. And when I say the industry, I mean obviously can accommodate some of those wishes, but some accommodated because of the nature of what the industry does, which is obviously supplying service customers when they have downtime. So, you want downtime when people are coming to your business to use their downtime, if that will.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So what is it that you do as Global Talent 2020 that sets you apart from the rest of the industry?
I've been fortunate to work with in my recruitment career, and I've been in it, what, 17, 18 years now. Fortunate to work for two very good recruitment companies and one that wasn't. Um, then I still learned a lot about myself, and I learned a lot about practices that you shouldn't in recruitment. And very much then was, as I say, bookended either side by a very good experiences with the two others, where good practice, the way to conduct yourself in the market, were all practiced and very much, fitted very well with the ethos of how I like to carry myself. They very much are the way that I formulated the company, and my business partner as well, is just to treat people at any level with respect, very much make it a very, so, a lot of recruitment companies, it's all about profit. It's making money out of people. And again, that's why the recruitment industry tends to get a bad rap. See us as, label us as, sharkish, shall we say. I don't, conform to that stereotype. Yes, obviously a business has a business, but, ultimately we differentiate ourselves with the level of care and actual empathy we put into how we deliver our service and our client.
So how do you get that level of empathy across your team? How do you spread that and embed it within the business so that it's sort of second nature?
I think it's about, we don't have a huge team. We have a very close team, and we work together, which is very nice. Ultimately, when we, for whether it be an internship or whether we interview for someone to join us permanently, you know, obviously we want to see their business acumen, but we also want to see how they conduct themselves. At the end of the day, with a recruitment service, you're not actually selling it for. You are selling a service, which is, for want of a better, a slightly intangible thing. You can't see it, you can't touch it, you can't smell it. It's about you and how you conduct yourself with other people, for ability, plausibility, and integrity to come across, in helping or coaching somebody towards a new job opportunity or their dream opportunity, whatever it may be. And you can only do that by being believable, and very much that, people buy from you, if that, for want of a better phrase, and they trust you to handle their affairs, whether it be your client, whether it be your, in a manner that will bring about a result for everyone transaction.
Yeah. So tell us what is it that everyone should be looking for when they're recruiting? What are the things that makes a great recruit?
Sorry, can you qualify the question a little bit, please?
Yeah, I mean, I mean, it's obviously very broad, but if somebody's going out, lots of people are going out recruiting for staff. Um, what are the secrets to getting the right candidate?
Well, there is no such thing as the perfect candidate. You can have a very descriptive job description, so what you will want and what you don't want, but every person is different. Uh, Life, in business, there is no one size fits all. That harking back to a theme that we've touched upon already, COVID has changed employers and employees act in the job market. Uh, and what I mean with the psyche of, who they want to work for, what they want to do, can expect from somebody nowadays compared to, pre-COVID. There's been some certain things. But ultimately, candidates, any employment is a contract. So, I am this and I expect this in return. So again, part and parcel of that person to actually do what you need them to do, and you're going to remunerate them for. But of a lot of times we come across things and it's about culture and cultural fit. So again, it's obviously, looking at look what social person that they are. The advent of technology, sometimes we are a little bit dehumanized now, in that, all our electronically or virtually, and there is very little human contact. Some people don't even have those human soft skills anymore, or so again, if you've got an organization where you're very business, somebody who can't actually hold a conversation very well, or be confident speaking to people, might have all the right qualifications on paper, but ain't going to fit your business profile. So ultimately, to answer your question, does that answer your question? If that,
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's absolutely. I mean, I definitely support your. It's the cultural behavioural fit that's almost more important than the skills. The skills are important, but yeah, getting someone who fits and fits the needs for that post is, there's not much point having somebody who's got a phenomenal attention for detail but can't hold a conversation if they're going to be in a front of house role. So what's next for Global Talent 2020? Where's the
I think,
ambition?
I think we're on par this year to a good return on our budget expectations. Much that that's been great. Obviously, that's something that we wanted to potentially offer one of our team members a partnership in the as the reward for their efforts. I'm a great believer in that as well. Rewarding and their contributions. Um, we obviously want to grow continually rather than stupidly, or over ambitiously. So maybe another 1, 2 people over the next 12 months, and we specify a little bit, but very much I think that we'll stick to what we're known for and what we're good at. Very trustworthy, standing in the, why dilute that, and why perhaps and what we really are good at. So that's really the plan over the next 12 months, is to the business, which means that we can increase obviously turnover, increase our ability in the market by having more people in the market, and obviously probably look for opportunities maybe further afield than the UK.
Fantastic. And final question from me. If you were looking back on your career and you had one piece of advice to give to your 18-year-old self starting out, what would it be?
I think that I've been fortunate, Rupert, that in the 53 years I've been alive, I've had types of career, and very much that I give a word to my 18-year-old self, is that sometimes the path you initially step to in your career may not be the one you end up doing in 10, 20 years time. Being able to learn and grow as you walk that path, and yourself and your circumstances to maybe further opportunities envisage setting out to do. I'm a great believer you are. So, live your life to the fullest extent that you can do. And then you can apply that to your work life as well as your personal life.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, keep your ear to the ground and grab the opportunities as they
Correct.
come.
It's better.
Fantastic. Look,
I'm a great believer that, it's better to regret something that you have done than something.
yeah, definitely. But Matthew, thank you very much for joining us. That's been fantastic. Um, it's always good to hear of people who have bucked the trend. So I think most people would have been nervous moving into the hospitality world, particularly recruitment in the hospitality world in the middle of a pandemic. And it's great to see there was clearly a need there. There's still a need there, and there's people like you filling that gap, which is superb. So best of
Okay.
wishes for an ever more successful future.
Okay. Thank you very much indeed, Rupert. Much appreciated. I love your Lego car in the background, by the way. So, speed champion friend. So I'm not into the Technic Lego. So there we go. But all the best. Thank you very much indeed. All right. Okay. All right.